Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Zeph and Moses, and I'm here with Randall from Hollyland today. And I was walking by their booth at NABshow, and I was like, wait a minute, Hollyland doesn't make cameras. And then I saw two cameras. They shoot horizontally and vertically, and I was like, all right, we've got to do a quick video on this to talk about how these cameras will be used and maybe how we can incorporate them into like a live streaming setting. So if you want to kind of share with me, what are the two models that you guys are looking at right now? And let's go over maybe some of the features that we're allowed to talk about, since I know they're not out yet. And then we can just kind of talk about maybe how that would be used in a live streaming scenario.
Yeah, perfect. I'm about it. So two options here as far as for your live streaming. The screen, which I don't have this one powered up, my apologies, but we can kind of move over to the powered one in a minute. But this thing is a great piece that does the live stream straight from the camera. If you enter your stream key, right, nothing crazy there. Or you have your HDMI in and out as well, right? Or USB-C, you can go straight to your computer from that for all your live streamers, right? Awesome. It's got a 3x zoom just on your ring here if you want to use that.
So built-in lens, don't have to change them out.
Correct. No changing of lenses or anything to that effect. It is the built-in. Cool thing too is it does intermingle with our microphones that have the USB-C.
Okay.
So you can do a dual microphone of lavs straight into that. That's just another 150 addition onto the piece, right? Great pieces. And then of course, again, you can actually pop in a USB too and record to that if you needed to as well. As suggested, can go both portrait, which we have the the 1/4 inch down here for you on the mount, or you can spin it on its side to go the horizontal. Again, 1/4 inch on the bottom there for you to mount it on. It's a great little piece. We're excited for it to come out. Still a little ways away from after the NAB show.
Yeah.
Here, but no, I'm excited for it.
You think we'll see it at some point this year, though?
Definitely this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely coming out this year. So this is the Venus Pro, got the screen on it.
Venus Pro.
And then there's the Venus Air, which is kind of the lesser model. I shouldn't say lesser. Just does a little less, doesn't have the screen on it, but it just still will live stream for you. Still has the mic, still has the recording option, still has the USB and HDMI out as well. So
I could see this, from a live streaming perspective. One of the things that we do quite frequently is we're putting up like a static wide shot, or sometimes like a shot that's just high up in the corner at a conference, or even just having this small form factor where you can sneak it in somewhere, being able to hide it at the corner of a stage or just somewhere where it's going to be out of the way. You don't have to have a massive tripod for it. You can just kind of tuck it in somewhere. So I see this as being something that could easily be incorporated. Take an HDMI out cable from it. If we need to go a long cable run, we'll convert it to SDI and send it back to our switcher, or HDMI fiber cables could also work out really well for that. So I'm kind of excited to see this camera, and hopefully, the price will be right for a lot of people to fit that in with their budget. So we're not dropping most people know that my main camera is a Canon C70, so $6,000 camera. Definitely not going to be up there. So we don't have a price just yet.
I don't have a price quite yet, but it's usually, as to the Hollyland theme, we usually keep in that market of great price, reliable, accountable. So I can't quite give a price out at this point.
Sure.
But I do want to make sure that I messed up here. I apologize. I saw the recording next to the USB.
Okay.
You actually have an SD card, is where you're recording
SD card
to.
slot.
Yeah. So that's where you would record to. I just wanted to fix that before I got people in the wrong.
No, absolutely. And so two models. One is not going to have the screen built in. Was there any sort of motivation behind that, or just to make it smaller, cheaper?
I think that's the idea of the motivation behind it. It still has a 3x zoom. Again, most everything else short of the screen, and it won't have the MPF slot either for the Air. It's just
so just DC power.
Yeah. So that's kind of one, like you said, maybe that one works for your static shots. You want to spend as much money on it. You want to use this one for your live shots and anywhere else. Maybe you do that if you want to do a situation. But yeah, we try and give people a lot of options too, with the ability to use it in your setup, right?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I'm going to steal this one.
Yeah, should we steal this one real quick? We're going to check it out over here. I'm going to flip the camera around so we can show this off.
So this is just the screen on. I just kind of want to, so this is where you would choose where you'd put your key in, right? It shows here you can go live, or you can even do photos and just straight video as well, because again, we can just record, right? And then you can just pull down to get to your menus, add into your Bluetooth, add your volume, everything else. You can do the UVC streaming down here. Make sure you have an HDMI output by pressing that to get it in, and then all your settings and everything else that way. So
this is auto-rotating. This is detecting when you mount it a certain direction. I saw there's a little setting in there for that.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. So you just, when you pop it, it just does the horizontal. It's usually just because the sensor is already mounted in a certain way, so you're not actually, you're just literally physically flipping it is all you're doing.
Right, it's not changing the HDMI output or anything.
Right. Well, no, that would, exactly. No, it's not changing the HDMI.
You're still getting a 16:9 output.
Exactly, it's 16:9. Just flip the camera whichever way you want. And that's why they added the 1/4 inches on each side, right?
Yep.
So you can do that in that case. So yeah, no, good stuff. Easily just pop this over the other 1/4 inches on this side, right? Or even the cold shoe slide as well, which is pretty cool. So I like that a lot as well.
Well, this is super exciting. We're here at the Hollyland booth. It's at NABshow in Las Vegas. And any final words or anything else that people should look out for? I know there's a new Hollyland wireless intercom set that's relatively new.
Just popped out the C1 Pro, so if you're familiar with the C1s, we added a noise cancellation on that.
Ooh.
And a mute button instead of just the up for mute.
That's pretty.
And that mute button doubles as a push to talk, so you can just long hold it and do the push to talk on those. Great pieces. We're also coming out, if you're familiar with the Mars M1 5.5-inch monitor transceiver that we got, we're going to be dropping a 7-inch version of that as well, which will have onboard recording and a few more upgrades compared to what the first one did as well. So that's what's on the horizon.
Some very exciting stuff. As many of you know, if you're watching the YouTube channel, I did a video on the Solidcom C1, so be sure to check that out. And exciting stuff coming from Hollyland.
It's good stuff, man. Check it out. Get on it.
And last but not least, model names. We've got the Venus Air and Venus Pro. That's what people should look out for.
Look out for the Venus. We might change the name still, but it's going to be with Venus.
So this is still a preliminary.
It's still preliminary even in the name. This is how new it's going to be coming out. So, but yeah, it's going to be Venus to that nature. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye. We'll put newsletters out. Keep an eye on the website. All the above. Hollyland-tech.com is the one to go to. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being here.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Steph.